Good morning. It is February the 14th, 2018, Valentine's Day. I hope everybody has gotten their spouse a Valentine's present. I guess it's male to female, not female to male. Um, Keep yourself out of the doghouse for at least today. Hypothetical or simulated performance results have certain limitations, unlike actual performance records. Simulated results do not represent actual trading. Also, since the trades have not been executed, results may have under overcompensated for the impact of any of certain market factors, such as lack of liquidity. Simulated trading programs in general are also subject to the fact they're designed with the benefit of hindsight. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profit or losses similar to those shown. Well, it's here. The big news day, CPI and retail sales. The bottom's supposed to fall out of the market if CPI comes in higher than forecast in retail sales, because this has been highly touted, talked about. It's in the front or the fore of everybody's mind. My guess is the reaction won't be as big as they say it will. But the deal is, if CPI and retail sales come in stronger, higher than forecast, Fed will raise interest rates sooner rather than later. Right now, the market is expecting an interest rate increase in March, in June, and only 3 this year, according to Fed guidance. But if it comes in stronger, we'll get 4. So CPI is called up 0.3, pretty big number. Core plus 0.2. Retail sales plus 0.3. Ex autos plus 0.3. I would question that number. Atlanta Fed business inflation, who cares, plus 2%. Business inventories plus 0.3. The focus will be CPI, retail sales, ex autos, and crude. Last night the APIs, crude built 3.9. Gasoline built 4.6. Distillates built 1.1. The forecast is for the EIA number, crude to build plus 2.8. I never see the other numbers. So they would like to see crude build less than 2.8 million barrels, gasoline build less than 4.6, and distillates grow less than 1.1. Know the news and you have the trade. It is pretty simple. So right now we're at 4, 7.5. Trying to trade higher right here. So our sell band is 3 to 7 without news. And 11 to 15 we do have news though. On the buy side, started out this morning wanting to buy 29s to the buck, then lowered it to 25. So we'll make it 29 to 01, buy 1. And then 21 to 25, buy 2. We're going to be 70 degrees today. Wild. It was 18 4 days ago for the daytime high. The new weather forecast is out. Much warmer than normal east of the Mississippi. Cooler than normal west of the Mississippi. One state west of the Mississippi. So we'll see if that actually transpires. This is supposed to be a very warm, mild winter with normal rainfalls. It's been anything but that. And again, the weather is very, very difficult to forecast and predict with accuracy. So it always amazes me that everybody sits down and just accepts the fact that some computer program says the Seas will rise. The temperature will be warmer by 2 degrees Celsius. 50 years from now. And you have to go back and go, yeah, right. But the people that push that are governments, so they can increase taxes. Okay, the buck to 04, number 1, 7 to 11, sell 1, 15 to 19, sell 2. On the buy side, 24 to 28 will be number 1, 17 to 21, buy 1, 5 to 9, buy 2. It's amazing how fast or far the market can move in the 2 hours when I sit down and start to do my work from when I hit the mic switch. And a lot of people get spooked by this movement before, but the market actually opens the hour before it. But you have to remember that there's not a lot of volume done, and it's pretty easy to manipulate prices. And looking at gold, selling actually started in Frankfurt, came out of that, so our 38 to 40 sell looks pretty good right now that we had yesterday afternoon. London's high was 35, so we'll make 35, 37, sell 1, and 39.41, sell 2. Again, this market will react. 30 to 32 will be buy 1. These numbers are if we did not have news this morning. The $10 scoop order or fade works pretty well in gold. Very few times will it go over that, but it can. I've seen $25 on a break. And we'll try to catch a Newsday trade in the bond in the Emini this morning on the news. Numbers come in higher than forecast. The euro should sell. The euro's playing like they are going to come in a little bit higher than forecast. So we're at 73. The high was 124. That's where we were interested in selling it last night. So we'll just 124, sell 1, 25, sell 2. On the buy side, 23.50 buy 1, 23.25 buy 2. Okay, crude got sold because of last night's APIs. Numbers came in higher than forecast. The market played for that all day too, so that should not surprise us. Had a little rally when the Globex session. It didn't last very long. So we've got our move out of the middle, out of this high volume area. Pretty good chance of testing support. So 58.50 to 25, buy 1. 57.75, 58 even, buy 2. On the sell side, we're there. So limit sell against 80 would be a trade. So we'll make 75 to the buck, sell 1, and 1/4 to half, sell 2. when you go back and look at history and you see the evil and the harm that has been done out of Moscow over the last 100 years, actually it's been exactly 100 years from the revolution, it is amazing how much they meddle, how much they screw with things, how they're just trying to destabilize all the time, and they're still doing it. All for the glory of the quote-unquote motherland, haha. All to line the pockets of those that currently rule Russia. And they can only have that kind of impact if they're players on the world stage, and they make sure that they stay there. Economically, they're not relevant, but because they have a huge nuclear arsenal, they are. And because they stir up trouble right and left. Okay, 75 is resistance, so we've got 74, 79, and again, this was without news. Sell 1, 84, 89, sell 2. The big number is 2,700 if we can get through this high volume area right here of 86. I do think 2,700 is probably a little more important than that. 56 to 61 buy 1. And 46 to 51 buy 2. Down to the news. And we'll try to get off a trade in both the bond and the Emini. It happens quickly. It's real fuzzy. It's not very precise. You can't really trade it with stops. If we got usually the volatility is such that we can at least scratch the trade, but most people will pass on that trade and wait for the market to settle down and then enter. Okay, it's going to take a bit to get everything up and published. I'm going to get busy on that. Back with you as soon as possible.